Okay, hello again. We should be back to our challenge right where we left off in this creepy Ascalonian ghost zone. We just finished the first chapter of the personal story outside of the tutorial chapter. So we finished the level 10 story and we're already level 15. So now we're back in the open world, just exploring and just following where the map tells us to go. And we've kind of, at this point, I feel like new players have kind of figured out what the cadence is. For Guild Wars 2, it's you just kind of explore, and then as you level and approach the personal story, you tackle those chapters, and you just kind of engage with whatever content you feel like at the time. And so what we've been doing is following the map and going where the map tells us to go. So right now it's wanting us to go and do this renowned heart up in the corner. So we're going to go and talk to this NPC and try to get some more levels and continue on our challenge to see, does Guild Wars 2 actually challenge you? Does it teach you how to play the game? And is it enough to prepare you for endgame? Wow, they can kill the hard NPC? That's crazy. Okay, let's talk to this guy. If you've made it this far, you must have some strength. Still, the Blood Legion rules this region, and you'll need to prove your worth. What could I do to prove myself? The Blood Legion are happy to accept an extra paw with our tasks or the destruction of our enemies. What tasks need doing? Patrols and caravans. Travel Martyr's Woods constantly with necessary supplies. You could spur loafers around the camp into the fight. What else is there to do? What enemies? My ghosts, spiders. Alright, so it just wants us to kill enemies or go into this camp and get people motivated. So let's start here, because we've done a lot of combat stuff for progression. So let's see if we can. You may be strong, but you are no match for my warrior skills. Okay. Let's beat him up. Alright, and that progressed our heart. And we're crippled. Condis.
Rely on strength, not false gods.
Need a head bashed in?
You want something?
Here's a loafer. Head to the forest.
You want something?
It's just some lore. Sorry, some Legion lore. Alright. Here's another loafer.
You want something?
Go to the forest. You too. Go to the forest. Let's us ourselves go to the forest as well, and we'll try to kill some enemies. And so at this point, we're being very, very casual about engaging with the combat system. Technically, we could, if we were reading skills and doing a bunch of work and testing our abilities, we could have a lot more progress on our combat capabilities, and we'd be really good at the game already. But the point of this challenge is to simulate what a new player is going to go through when they play the game, and so we're kind of acting how you would if you were doing like a normal casual progression of a game. And for most people, it's kind of, you engage with the combat system as it asks you to in order to progress. And so you learn stuff naturally just by playing, and then
cover myself with glory.
And then you learn stuff when it's forcing you to learn stuff and get better at the game in order to progress. So we did another heart quest, and we got money and karma, and now we're level 16. So let's see what level 16 tells us about. So we have more primary attributes, and now it's telling us about the guild panel. Alright, guilds are a great way to make friends, explore Tyria with others, and gain access to bonuses. Press the G key or click the guild button in the top left to find out more. Alright, so let's click this guild button. And right, we can see our guilds. We're not going to mess with guilds at all because we're going to assume that this player is playing like kind of by themselves. But guilds are a great way of getting yourself quickly into a group of players like-minded that will be a resource for you as you progress. It's definitely something I would recommend to social players, but it's also, the guild system's a little weird because a lot of the good guilds are full most of the time, and then on top of that, if you're part of a guild, a lot of them have rep requirements, and so it's really just, it's never been a great system for a player like me who just comes and goes from the game a lot and like will take weeks if not months off to go do other stuff. And so like I've been kicked from a lot of guilds just for inactivity, and because it's really just, the guild system's a little outdated. It's kind of very old school. It's not the most engaging system anymore. And so if you're not like a guild leader, it's really not that entertaining to be part of a guild in my opinion. But right, where's it telling us to go? It wants us to do this Vista. We've just been kind of attacking mobs as we go, doing kind of the new player special, where you just kind of roam around, look around, be like, ooh, look, it's so pretty. Oh, jumping puzzle. And our players encountered vistas, this character has encountered vistas before, so we kind of know what's up with that. Wonder who that could be. It's telling us to go to this other heart. At this point, we might have realized that we can tackle the map as we see fit. So while it is telling us to go over here and do this, we might at this point realize that we can start engaging with the map at our own pace and just kind of notice things to tackle, like picking up waypoints, picking up points of interest. We've been told about all these things, but in theory, a new player is not going to like retain everything they're told if they're not told multiple times. So there we just got a waypoint, and we see that we get experience for hitting the waypoints. We'll come over here and we'll get some points of interest and head over to this heart just because that's where it's telling us to go. And that's kind of the rule set I've put in place for this early part of the story, is that we just interact with the game as it's directing us.
Yeah, we showed them. Nobody can mess with us.
I've squished scarier bugs.
Alright, so here's the heart. Destroy wine casks, kill ghosts, assist Iron Legion patrols, and light torches in the ruins of Baradin's estate. Alright.
That was one outstanding fireworks show. I could do that every day and not get tired.
They lost even though they had air superiority. Pitiful. We should clean the range before the buzzards rot.
Enemy.
Trying to show her out.
More enemies.
Trying to show her out.
And at this point, we've not really engaged with the dynamic event system at all, but maybe we could start that now.
What are you doing?
Duh. I'm practicing my growling technique.
Oh, I thought you were gonna throw up or something.
Ghost!
That cleared our heart instantly, wow. So we got the heart cleared, but we're kind of curious about what this little circle is and what this event is. So Guild Wars 2 is really big on open world dynamic events, and so instead of traditional quests, you've got the heart quests, which are the most similar to traditional quests, and then you have dynamic event quests. They're just called dynamic events, but they kind of are the replacement for quests in Guild Wars 2 in the open world, and they progress the story. They're very active and interactive, lots of voice dialogue.
Hey, you got your moa jerky in my yak butter.
You got your yak butter on my moa jerky.
And so if we look in the top right corner, it'll tell us what we're doing. Stay near the crushed cubs to keep the ghosts away. So we're escorting these cubs through the ruins of Duke Baradin's estate and protecting them, essentially.
Ghost! Hey, Warband. Time's up. We did it. Those ghosts
Meeting
must have been
events.
afraid of us.
Oh
Our
yeah.
inventory is
the
red,
mean
which means
fighting.
it's full. We're gonna now learn how to salvage. So we're gonna go through, and anything that is worse than the items we have, we're gonna just salvage. And then we're gonna press this button, deposit materials. Because the game has taught us how to do this, we just have to learn how. So at some point, eventually, we'll go through and we'll be like, oh, I guess we can start salvaging all this equipment now. And so we've done a bunch of salvaging. And I'm not going to use my OP salvage kits in the corner there. I'm just going to do it as the game gives me stuff to do it with. So you can see we finished the event and we got some EXP, and now we just keep progressing through the zone. This is actually kind of a low level zone now for what level we're at, but it's still fine for leveling. And look, we have another event that we can just tag onto if we want. But we'll just follow. We'll just go to where the story's telling us to go, to where the map's telling us to go.
Okay, this is it.
Oh, we actually got credit for that. Ghosts. So it looks like we need to go around this rock to get to the heart. And I think this is Guild Wars 2's biggest hurdle in terms of engaging new players, is you really have to care about open world exploration in order to tackle the early game of Guild Wars 2, because it just doesn't, you don't have any objectives other than go explore the world at this point. And so if you're not naturally compelled to do that and you need more incentive to go explore, then you're just going to get lost and stuck and frustrated. But if you are engaging with that concept, it does tell you how to play, and it does, wow, that was a lot of things that just happened. I have no idea. This adventure guide is not my favorite. I think it speeds people along in the leveling process way too quickly, because as you saw, we just got 2 levels from doing very little, to be honest, and we have like greatly increased experience gain, but that would still be a full level from from just kind of existing in the world. So let's look at these level rewards and see what it's telling us. So we get more hero points. We also are learning about the wardrobe. So let's click this. Acquiring nicer gear lets you collect skins to change your look as you progress. Open the hero panel and click on wardrobe to swap the look of your equipment with skins you've collected. Okay, so we're going here and we open and we click on wardrobe, and now we can look at our things and we can be like, oh, look at all these skins. I have a lot of skins because this is my actual account, but new players won't have very many. They'll see like one or two, and then they'll click on them and they'll try to change it and they'll be like, oh, I don't have any transmutation charges. What do these do?
What?
But we're not going to mess with fashion. We're going to pretend we're like Chad Gamer, don't care about anything being pretty. We just care about the combat and learning how to play. And so that's going to be our focus for this challenge. And then it's going to tell us about the trading post. Trading posts are where merchants in major cities and throughout the world let you buy and sell items with other players. Go to your home city to give it a try. Alright, so now it's directing us towards trading posts in case we need to buy items. We're not going to engage with the trading posts too much, and so we're going to look at this, we're going to see power, and we're just going to click. And then we're going to go to our inventory. We're going to look at this, we're going to be like, huh, I wonder why it doesn't have stats. And we're going to notice it's shoulder armor, and so we're going to double click it. As you can see, now we have shoulders on, which we didn't have before if we press H, right? This slot was empty, and it was our only empty slot of the main equipment panel. And so now we have a set of shoulder gear that we can wear. Alright, let's click the next level thing. Alright, more primary attributes, and now it's telling us about dyes. Customize your look with the dyes you found in the dye section of your hero panel. Alright, so we open the hero panel, and this is also confusing if you're new, but here's the dyes, and you can look and you can change the dyes of anything you want. So at this point, we can be edgelords, and we can just dye everything black because we're necro.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Maybe we'll add some red in here somewhere.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sharp warband is at your door.
2 more kills last night. We're dead even.
Not for long. There's a foul.
And that gave us a bunch of EXP. Alright, and it's also going to tell us about Asura Gates. Asura Gates let you quickly travel great distances. They're found throughout Tyria and in each major city. And we've not really engaged with any Asura Gates yet. And we already have all these dyes unlocked, so we'll just pick whichever one. And these are the things we have to look forward to. Rings at 20 and the personal story at 20. So it'll always tell us as we level that the personal story is what personal story is coming up and at what level. Alright, so now we're near this heart. Let's see what the heart people want us to do. So at this point, we're aware that we can look in the top right to see what to do. So this wants us to defeat ghosts, assist Ash Legion patrols, rescue down soldiers, and destroy Ascalonian artifacts and statues. So if we look around, we're like, oh, where do I even go to do this? And we're not really sure, so we just kind of are going to wander around and see if we can find any ghosts.
You know that I can hear you, right? Being Ash means being silent. Handle your phobias in a quieter way.
Alright, interesting. We're not gonna engage with that yet. So if we come in here, we find some Ascalonian artifacts, we destroy them. When we do that, we get a ghost to spawn, and then we see we're making heart progress, so we're kind of like, ooh, this must be the right area to go and do this heart. And you'll know if you're in the heart area because the heart will be up in the top right corner. If you've left the zone in which you can complete the heart, it'll go away. For the most part. Unexplored area. Huh. I wonder where that could be. Probably wants us to go down this way. Actually, we're aware of rezzing at this point, so we might think to res any NPCs we find that are downed. This must be the right area. Oh. The ceiling is falling.
Feel the pain.
We are getting beat up. We should run through here so the ceiling stops falling on us.
I'll fight for the grave if I have to.
Oh no, we're dying. We've engaged in combat, and it is challenging us. Alright, so we might come up here and be like, ooh, what's this chest? Rewards? Question mark? And so we loot some stuff from the chest. And we're in here again. Oh. Dodging through. Ow. I don't think we're going to engage too much with too many of the dynamic events, because I think a lot of players are going to pick and choose the ones they want to deal with. I think most players would be annoyed by that area by now, and they'd be ready to move on and find something better to do. So now the game's telling us to go do this Vista, and so as you can see, we're slowly learning that, okay, the game just wants us to progress the map state and uncover things on the map. Okay, so we got that Vista, and that's a long fall, so we're not going to go that way. So we're just going to do some general map exploration. At this point, new players have figured out how to interact with heart quests. They figured out how to do combat for the most part, at least with their weapon skills and some utility skills. They figured out dodge rolling. So we're just going to wander around and explore. So right now it's telling us to go into this area.
Enemy contact!
And we were here for our personal story quest in this little area, this little wood. Alright, so we have another heart that's telling us to do protect Exterminatus HQ by killing Flame Legion in the area. Okay. There's some Flame Legion. Let's go attack them. Gave us some EXP. Look, the Heart Merchant's dead again. That's funny. Oh, we got experience for that level, for that event, I mean. Oh, and another one. Wow. So as you can see, if you stay on the same map for a while and you tag events, you will get credit for participating in them. And we're getting low participation credit, but it's not a big deal because we're already leveling really fast. So we're level 19 now. Let's see what level 19 tells us to do. So we get more hero points. We've unlocked utility skill 3. So we click this and it says, you've unlocked your 3rd utility skill. Equip it by clicking the arrow above the 9th skill slot. Okay, so let's do that, and we're going to pick another skill to equip. And we've been running around a lot, and we're like, wow, running's really boring. I wonder how we could fix this. So we're going to pick this one that's going to increase our movement speed. So now we can run around faster. And we're at this heart, and we're not really sure what it's asking us to do, so we might just skip it. At this point, we're familiar enough with the map and how exploration works that we can kind of just realize that there's more map to run around than just this little corner here. This is all we've explored, right? We've not been to any other map. We've been to the Black Citadel and the Plains of Ashford just in this little corner, and we've already we're almost level 20 already. We can probably look in here too. So the next thing we could train minions, we could train corruption, we could train wells, we can train spectral. I think minions would probably be the thing that would be the most likely to train next, because people like the idea of minions. So we're just gonna go through and we're gonna click all these, and we can't get the last one yet. And so I think new players are still going to be at the point where they're not necessarily going to know how to just change up their equipment on the fly, change up their build on the fly. So we're going to let these just kind of sit where they are and not touch them too much. Basically, the point of this challenge is to see when does the game ask us to engage with the systems in order to progress. And so far, it is actually asking us to engage in the combat in order to survive, but it hasn't prevented progression yet, which is a good thing because we're only level 20, and we don't want to be prevented from moving forward yet. It's a little too early for that. Alright, I accidentally glided there, but just ignore that.
I'm feeling generous. I think I'll find someone who wants a lesson in Blood Legion ferocity.
We might want that lesson. You're here to learn because I'm here to teach a Blood Legion lesson you'll never forget. I'm ready. And so at this point we realize that this is the I want to fight you combat thing. Oh, she's quick.
There, you're stronger. Now get out of my
We
sight.
got more hero points, and then this lit up in the top left, so let's click that. And it's just telling us we have other stuff to train, but we're trying to train this flesh worm, and we haven't figured it out yet. So we're just gonna keep moving. Waypoint.
Let me guess. Humans ran like rats and hid until dawn.
It gets better.
What's the ending?
It's bloody and terrible. You see, Chars show up
Achieving
and
the
shred the
life for me.
ghosts.
Dialogue. Like, wow, what's this weird painted area? Why can't we see anything? And the reason we can't see anything is because we haven't uncovered anything in this area yet. As you can see, as we progress through the zone, the enemies get higher in level. Sometimes they get higher in number and difficulty, and we're not going to talk about that yet, but enemies have different scales of strength, and so these are just the regular enemies. They don't have a border at all, but they'll scale up to veterans and elites and champions, and then legendary enemies. You can see with the adventures guide, we're just leveling incredibly quickly because it's just giving us really free experience points along the way to just hurry us through this process. Because as you can see, like you kind of get to the point where you're just like, either you enjoy map exploration or you're stuck. And so ArenaNet's trying to prevent people from getting stuck. And here's a higher level enemy. This is a veteran here. So we just hit level 20 by a lot. So we're just trying to get ourselves out of this cave because we dropped down here and we got trapped and we were not ready.
On the mend.
We're scared. We're new. We don't know where we're going. We just want out. And this Skelk is very strong and might kill us. So let's engage with this little level 20. So now we have personal chapter 2, and then it directs us again up to the top right and says, look, you got another one over here. Chapter 2 of your personal story is now unlocked. Where will your story take you? There's only one way to find out. Yeah, we gotta go do that. And we have rings. Rings are now easier to obtain. You can equip 2 rings at a time in your ring slots. Each ring can be different. Alright, then jumping puzzles. Jumping puzzles are jumping-based mini-dungeons hidden throughout Tyria. Each jumping puzzle can be completed once a day to receive a reward chest. Okay, so it's telling us about jumping puzzles, and now it's letting us pick a ring, and so we're addicted to power. We're hungry for power, so we're just going to pick this power one, and it's telling us more stuff. And again, like I said, it tells you what personal story chapter you have to unlock next every time you level up. So it's like, you leveled up, and you're like, what do I want to do? What is there to do? What's there to do in terms of progressing my character? And it's saying, if you get to level 30, we'll give you more of your story to do. And so we got a ring, and so we're going to go here, and we're going to look, and we're going to be like, ooh, look at this green ring. We're going to equip it. And at this point, we're aware of the equipment panel, and so we'll go here, and we'll look at this, and be like, ooh, look, there's our ring down here, and look, we can get another ring. Isn't that cool? And we have our level 10 story. So at this point, we might click this and be like, report to Ritlock in the Black Citadel. Alright? We're getting attacked. So at this point, we're like, we're scared of this area. Can you please let me out? I don't want to be here anymore, ArenaNet. Please free me from this dungeon.
Looks like new territory.
this point we're like, oh no, we're stuck. We're surrounded on all sides by water. Can we swim in this game? And it turns out you can. You can swim. And so we're trying to find a good place to get out of here and go do our personal story. So we're going to run over this way.
That's right. Run for your lives, you puny humans. We're stronger than you, braver. Your gods kneel at our feet.
All right, Ein, settle down. You've got a talent for taunting, but I didn't see you fighting. Do you always rely on the kindness of strangers?
I have no head for underwater combat. I'll gladly run them down now that they're on dry land. Just you watch me.
Oh, scary. Wouldn't want to be a human. Alright, so we found this waypoint. We're like, okay, maybe I can travel to the Black Citadel and do the next part of my story. So let's do that. There's our little star. Searching for the truth. Yep, we want to go in there. There's Ritlock. There's our warband member, the Elementalist.
We've got a delicate situation here, Legionnaire. Tell me what you know about your sire, and make it quick.
Name, Clement Forktail. Rank, Flame Legion Shaman. He's a notorious traitor and an enemy of the Black Citadel. Not to mention an embarrassment to me. I've broken several jaws reminding people that I'm not responsible for my father's actions.
I know. I've seen the incident reports. Now, Forktail wants to turn himself in. Claims he'll provide critical information on Flame Legion activities. The catch is, he'll only turn himself into you. After all these years, he wants us to think he's seen the error of his ways.
I'll be happy to collect him for you, Tribune. Just don't expect a tearful reunion between sire and cub.
I expect you and your warband to handle this with your usual efficiency. He'll be waiting at the top of the wall. Bring him in. Alive. Dismissed.
And so you see, this is the second half of our decisions that we made when we made our character. So the first thing we picked is the Blood Legion. So that's that first story with our warband and assembling our warband and taking out our Legionnaire in order to become the leader of the warband. And this is the second half, which is we picked that our sire, right, the man who basically our father if you're a Char, but Char don't really have family units in the traditional sense, and so he's a flame shaman and disgraced, so we have to go and find him. And it's going to keep telling us we have stuff to train, so we might just do this. He's waiting for us at the wall. And so at this point we might realize that the portal is just telling us where the entrance to the map is of the story quest we have to do. And here is where our actual story starts. So this is the wall that they're talking about, the toppled wall. So we luckily have a waypoint kind of over in this direction that we can go to and head towards our story.
Ghosts don't have flesh, idiot. This is where we make the right tool for the job.
Another quest. So this one's asking us to take out catapults, and so new players are going to get drawn in to stuff like this. So we might just tackle it while we're here. There's another one over there. And again, we still aren't engaging too much with the Death Shroud. We might start doing that on our journey to level 30 as we engage with the specialization system and traits and such. So we just got gold credit for that quest. That's going to give us a lot of EXP. See, we're almost already level 21. Just from walking around and doing stuff. And at any point we could be interacting with these hourglasses, these spyglasses, and looking at what the map wants us to do. So let's
The
do that.
engineers of Iron Dock Shipyard are at the forefront of underwater technology, but they're constantly harassed by wildlife, not to mention the separatists who've built a nearby camp. Their vital work must continue unimpeded.
Alright, so again, they just tell us where are the heart quests and what do those heart quests want us to do in order to progress the map state and get experience for leveling and so on. But we're just going to head straight to our story step.
On the mend. Practice makes perfect.
We got another level. Alright, get more hero points, and now it's telling us about specializations. Specializations are now unlocked. You can now spend hero points in the training tab on specializations. Once you begin training a specialization, you can set your active specialization in the build tab of the hero panel. So at this point we're like, what the heck are they talking about? And so we go here, and we're not sure, and it's saying something about the build tab. Alright, so let's go to the build tab. We look here, and there's something new. This is now unlocked. It says something about training, and we're not really sure what we're doing here, so we just see this, we're like, okay, whatever, we don't know what that is, so we're just going to exit out. And now it's going to tell us about traits. Traits are now unlocked. Spending hero points in specializations earns you traits. Once unlocked, you can select them in the build tab for your specialization. So at this point, we're like, oh, we're supposed to spend hero point tab. So let's go to training, and we come down here, and we're like, ooh, this was skills, and now this is specializations, and we're like, I wonder what these do. I have no idea. And so, at this point, we're just going to pick the one that we think has the prettiest picture. So that's going to be soul reaping, right? So look at this scythe wielding lich behind this. And so we're just going to start training soul reaping. And so now when we do that, it says click the hero panel to assign specializations in the build tab, and you see this lit up. This is now red. We click the red, and we go over here, and we're like, I don't really know what to do. What's this hexagon? We click it, and we see, oh, soul reaping. That's the thing I just trained. Let's click it. And it reads, I will feast upon your soul, gorge on the souls of your defeated enemies, improving the power of your death shroud, and increasing your life force capability. Gain additional enhancements to your shroud to inflict further pain, stifling the life from your foes. Alright? And so we have these traits, and we see this little flashy thing, so we click it, and we're like, oh, it just selected that. So at this point, anyone who's engaged with any sort of like roguelike or really any RPG for the most part will start to understand how traits work. Let's pretend we're stupid and we don't, so we just clicked it and we're like, okay, that's cool. We don't really know what these do, but we have traits now. Awesome. And we move on, and it's telling us what we have to look forward to.
On the mend.
Trader's testimony. That's a pretty splash art as well.
Don't worry. We'll keep your sire safe until you get back.
Oh. Fine. Oh, he's in this harpy cave. Why? let's go in here.
On the mend. Might makes right.
Interesting. That's a picture I've not seen before. Huh. I've never actually seen that. That's interesting. Oh, who's this? Clement Forktail. This is our sire.
It's good to see you, Cub. I see you made some changes to your warband. I wasn't sure if the Citadel would actually send you, or if you'd come.
I came to bring you in, Forktail. That's all. You're going to pay for your crimes and provide the information you promised.
That's what I want, too. But the Flame Legion doesn't. They've been sending assassins after me ever since I reached out to the Black Citadel. They were right on my tail until I holed up in here. If they saw you come in, they're probably on their way.
Let them come. Warband, the Flame Legion is about to join this party. Spread out and defend the hallway.
Uh-oh. Flame Legion assassins. Oh, here they come. Wow, that's a lot of people. Good thing we do a lot of damage.
He's making the others stronger.
Get the shaman.
Did that hurt?
I suppose I should be flattered the Flame Legion considers me such a threat.
We'll make you watch your cub die.
Uh-oh. You're not gonna kill us today, dude. Look at all my warband tanking for me. Oh, there he goes.
What was that, Forktail? Some kind of ambush? What's your game?
This is no game. Those assassins were after me, not you. Flame is planning something big, and the entire Black Citadel is in danger. They'll kill me and anyone with me to keep this secret. Just get me back to the Citadel. Once we're safe, I'll tell you what you want to know.
Yes, you will. Warband, take the prisoner back to the Citadel stockade and lock him up. I'll follow and make sure you're not being pursued. Watch for ambushes along the way. Brimstone wants Forktail alive, and that's how we're going to deliver him. Move out!
Alright. So now we have our sire, and we're taking him to the stockade. See, we zoom out, we see here's where our star is. So let's go to a waypoint that's close to the star and do some more of our story. Alright, here's our little star. Nice prison. Seems like it'd be hot.
I tried squid rations once. Never again.
Oh my god.
So this is the traitor's cub. Tell me, does treason run in the family?
Does stupidity run in yours? Address a Legionnaire like that again, and I'll put you on scrap duty in the Brand. Now walk away. I need to talk to this prisoner.
Yes, Legionnaire. Sorry, Legionnaire. I'll leave you to your interrogation. And if the prisoner gets damaged in the process, I won't have seen a thing.
I'm glad you're here. There isn't much time. Flame is planning to move against the Citadel's highest-ranking officers. I don't know when or how.
That's convenient. For you. How do I get more details?
Head out to Lamia Maya. There's a Flame Legion recruiter there named Skull Twister. I've led him to think you're interested in changing sides, like I was. He'll treat you like a potential convert. If he won't give you the details you need, you'll have to force them out of him. But from what I've seen, you can handle that.
Don't try and flatter me. I'll check out this Skull Twister, but if you're wasting my time, you'll suffer for it.
Yep. Story, and we get a ring. And again, we're obsessed with power. So we're gonna click this ring. We're gonna open hero, go to equipment, and we're gonna equip the ring. So as you can see, we're starting to fill out our build. The game has asked us to engage with Buildcraft a lot already, even in these early levels. As we progress, it's giving us more stuff to put in more slots and telling us where it goes. And now we go over here to the mire.
And I deserve it too.
Stoking the flame. The warband is expanding.
I tried squid rations
What are
once.
your orders, boss?
Never again.
Hide yourselves. I'll draw the enemy out. When I strike, you back me up. Done. Get out of sight and we'll get started. So it wants to draw out the Flame Legion by burning their symbol into the ground.
On the mend.
Alright, there's the Flame Legion symbol. Oh, here's the shaman.
We've been expecting you, cub, and watching you. Now that you're closer, I sense the family resemblance. Are you a traitor, or a double traitor like your father? Convince me, cub. Renounce your former legion and swear allegiance to Flame.
Slow down. Forktail said I'd retain my rank. I join as Legionnaire, or I don't join at all.
Not possible. Legionnaire Flarekin leads us, and he wants to know what you know about the Citadel's highest-ranking officers. His assassination ritual is ready to burn them alive in front of their own troops. You can help us, or you can burn too. What's it going to be?
If that's all you have for me, it's going to be me killing you. Right now.
Alright, so we declined his offer. We said, you're not going to make us Legionnaire. You don't want to lower in rank. We're not restarting. So we're going to beat you up. And we did it. We beat him up. Alright, toughness, power, vitality. And we're obsessed with power. So we're going to click that. And our inventory is full again, so we have to go here, deposit materials, and we got another level. So let's see what this level says. Combat combinations. Alright, what does this mean? Create combos with other players' skills in combat. Some skills, like an Elementalist Flame Wall, create fields that cause projectiles shot through them to deal additional burning damage. Check your skills to see your combo fields and combo finishers. Alright. So this is a combo finisher projectile, combo field poison, combo field blast, combo finisher blast, and that doesn't do anything. Alright. So it's even telling us about combos. So new players will definitely not know how to do this, but essentially, right, so this one's a combo field, and this one's a combo finisher. They have to trigger, but if they did trigger, they would blow each other up. So let's go into our hero panel, and we're going to equip this nice staff that we got. And we're going to realize, oh, we have 2 staffs equipped. Haha, we're so silly. What else could we equip instead of this second staff? Maybe it's an axe. But we're going to stay on our little staff. We're not going to engage in weapon swap too much. Alright, so if we do this, that's a combo field. And then this would be a combo finisher, and it would blast if it went off. And that's a weird interaction on staff, but you get the gist. Alright, and we leave. And we're back to the Black Citadel.
Hey, Char. How's the fight?
It never ends.
The War Eternal. Fork in the road. Oh no.
I heard commotion. You okay?
He escaped. Look, he burned the bars and attacked this man.
It was the Flame Legion. They came to bust out Forktail right after you left. I knew you two were in cahoots.
This is your last warning, Jailer. Watch how you talk to me. Now, did Forktail resist this breakout, or was he helping them?
I couldn't tell. They said they were going to kill him if he resisted. And he did, but they just knocked him out and carried him off. Your sire's a snake. I wouldn't put it past him to have staged the whole thing.
Why would he let himself be captured, put me onto their plan, and then break out? No, he was being straight with me, and they came to shut him up.
We need to find him. He mentioned a flame bunker in the Arcovian foothills. They may have taken him there.
Then that's where we'll go. He was your prisoner, so you have a stake in this. Meet me there.
Alright, so we're taking the jailer who thinks we're a traitor with us to the Flame Legion base in the hills. And so at this point, we're like, ooh, it's taking us to a new map. I don't even have that map. So we're gonna have to go through the portal. So here the personal story is letting us know, hey, there's other maps and you will need to go to them in order to progress through the story, and you can explore more places, right? And so it's putting us onto this new map where we're going to level faster, we're going to encounter tougher enemies, more intense quests and dynamic events, and see a more progressed version of the world than the one we were in the earlier map. So we're going to go through this big giant gate and into the second char map, which is the Gw2 Plateau.
They grow up so fast.
Alright, so we're going to go and we're going to talk to this scout.
We have a lot of estates and farm villages located in Gw2 Plateau that provide a critical service to the legions. Trouble is, we're under constant assault by separatists and ghosts. Our soldiers fight tooth and nail to keep these nuisances at bay, but it's a never-ending battle. They would appreciate any support you can give.
Alright, so it's telling us This map also has renown hearts, and you can do quests here as well. And we're just gonna walk over to our story step again and do that.
I'll remember this place.
Oh, what's going on here? An event.
Halfway there. Just keep the ghosts out of my fur.
Anger rising. Armored up.
Mighty Apprentice Band. It's not as good as what we're wearing, even though it's way higher level.
Just a couple more tweaks and we're done.
Inventory is full. So we tried to loot and we can't because our inventory is full. And we have a 12 slot bag, so our inventory is actually not full. We just didn't equip our bag yet. Go through, open some stuff, deposit some materials, and we're good again. Nice.
Swiftly.
Defeating enemies, and we're getting a lot of EXP for doing that stuff. Yeah, this adventure guide, I don't know. I think it's leveling people too quickly. They're not getting enough time in between levels. But that's just my opinion. I think some players will enjoy being pushed through more fast, more rapidly. More fast. That's not really a thing.
Now, swiftly.
Solid on.
Almost there. I'm getting goosebumps.
Element of earth, hear me.
Anger rising.
Alright, so we're still progressing this event. We got a level, we completed the hard quest, getting EXP from killing units. The game is moving us along very quickly.
All that's left is configuring the remote configuration and isn't she a thing of beauty?
On the mend.
Alright, so this is kind of a dangerous little spot, so we're going to go over here and interact with our level. So we click this one and it's giving us more hero points. It's telling us about the account vault. Alright, speak to bankers to see your account vault where you can access your stored items with any character on your account. Interesting. Okay, so maybe there's a place where all these materials were going that was storing them. Alright, so we're obsessed with power, so we're going to pick this spear. We're going to go in, we're going to be like, where'd the spear go that I just got? Cool. It's stronger than what I had, so I'm going to equip it. Iron logging axes, and it still hasn't given us another salvage kit yet, but we'll see if it does that later. We can also see that we're getting more hero points, so we have more things that we can train, and so now we have, right, the choice overload of what do we want to train, what does it do, and so we're just going to keep training Soul Reaping, and when we do that, we can go here, and it's going to tell us more things we can do. So this one's Shroud Skill 1, inflicts vulnerability. We aren't even using Shroud right now. Marks become unblockable and generate life force, and then entering Shroud grants swiftness and removes movement impairing conditions. So we're not sure what this does yet because we've not been interacting with Shroud. Maybe it would incentivize us to look at Shroud, right? So assume Death Shroud. So let's press this button again, and we're like, oh look, we get all these abilities. What do they do? And we've played around with this before. These attack and do stuff. So maybe at this point we'd be willing to put Shroud into our repertoire. Alright. Okay, and we're gonna move on and do more of our story. That's intense. Hello, jailer.
Wasn't sure you'd make it, but I'm glad you're here. Listen to that. They've been chanting since I got here. Makes my skin crawl.
The recruiter mentioned a ritual. We'd better get in there and break it up.
And recover my prisoner. No one's ever escaped my stockade. I know he's your sire, but Forktail belongs on one of my cells.
Tribune Brimstone wants him alive. You want him alive. I want him alive. Let's go get him. Alive. Anyone else in there is fair game.
Alright, so we're breaking into the Flame Legion camp to get our sire out so we can interrogate him and get him back to jail and make Brimstone happy. This Brimstone's kind of mean. We're afraid of him. Right, at this point we might be like, what does this do? That's intense. As you can see, Death Shroud's really broken. Very, very strong ability. Very strong profession mechanic. You can just dip into whenever. We don't really know what these abilities do. Sire's mad. He's like, what are you doing here?
Hurry! There are more of them around. They'll come running any second.
And we got him out.
Finally back with your Flame Legion friends, eh, Forktail? It's like I always say, once a traitor, always a traitor.
I'm a prisoner here, Seneca. You idiot. They were going to use me as fodder for their ritual.
What ritual? What does it do?
Not here. Get me out of this place and I'll tell you everything.
Alright. We got follow-up. More baddies. You will use a heal skill. Let's get him out.
I'll get the gate open. Take care of any enemies.
Oh, okay. Will you get the gate open? I don't think you will. I think you're lying. You're a liar. I don't trust you anymore.
Stop them before Forktail escapes. We need his power.
Oh, I need his power. What is his power? Oh, he's an elementalist. got him out. More cutscenes.
We're clear. Now tell me about this ritual they're planning.
It causes magical fire to burn you from the inside out. It turns flesh and blood creatures like me into elementals that then fuel a huge flame effigy. The shaman plans to conduct the ritual inside the citadel, in the core. He wants to burn all the tribunes and Imperator Smolder. I know where they're preparing the ritual. If you give me a chance to make up for my past mistakes, we can stop this before it starts.
He can't be trusted. We need to go back to the Citadel and warn everyone. We can handle the Flame Legion. This piece of trash belongs behind bars.
Hold on. Give me a minute to think.
Alright, so here's the games letting us choose. Who do we trust? So far, the Seneca guy's been very mean, very judgmental, very stupid. So I think we're gonna trust the father. You barely know me, and you owe me nothing, but listen, we can take the fight to the Flame Legion. Let me prove myself by helping to interrupt Shaman Murgath's ritual. Why should I trust you? I won't let my past define me. I followed my warband blindly, gave them my full allegiance. That almost got me killed. I'd rather live out my life as a Gladium, shamed, than return to the Flame Legion. Your warband? Yes, when they joined the Flame Legion, I thought I had to join too. I was mistaken. They had betrayed our Legion and me. I learned then that loyalty to the Legions outranks loyalty to my warband. A worthy lesson. Alright, I'll trust you. Alright, it's giving us some pants. We're obsessed with powers. We're gonna pick the power pants. And did it give us a salvage kit too? It looked like it did. So here are the pants. Oh yeah, it did give us a salvage kit. So we're gonna go through.
Achieving the life
we're just
for
gonna
me.
hit all these things that we can't use anymore because they're too weak. Make room in our inventory for better things. The best is yet to come. Deposit. Look at that. We have luck that we can consume. We have more loot. Nothing we want to wear. Do we want to wear this? Yeah, we do want to wear this. This is better than what we have. Awesome. And our colors are bad again, but that's okay. And we got another level. We're level 24 now. So let's see what level 24 gives us. Alright, level 24, we get more primary attributes, and this is starting to ramp up. We're getting a lot of stats now from leveling. Alright, it's telling us about amulets. Amulets are now easier to obtain. You can equip one at any time in your amulet slot. And so we've looked at the thing a lot, and so we're aware of amulets now. We also have our wallet. The wallet is a place where all your earned currencies will be listed and tracked. Open your inventory panel and click on the wallet to view them. Alright, so we open inventory, we look around, we're like, oh, does it mean this? Does it mean this? And we hover over this, and this eventually will find this, and it'll say wallet, we click it, and this will show you all of your currencies, all of Guild Wars 2's currency bloat. It's actually really not that bad. There's so much stuff in this game, and for this to be the long list of different currencies you can have is pretty good. And it also lets us choose an amulet, and again, we're power obsessed, so we're going to pick power. We're going to go, and we're going to equip this, and because we know about the hero panel, we can go and we can look. Be like, oh look at our stuff. Look, we have an amulet equipped now. Look where it went. And so now all we need is another accessory and a back piece, and we'll have something in every slot. And an offhand weapon, but we're not messing with that yet. We're pretending, again, this is a new player roleplay. We're pretending that we're new and that we're engaging with systems minimally as it forces us to, only to the level we think a new player would organically. So that's all we're doing for here. We've decided to trust our Flame Legion Shaman Sire, and we're gonna go to the Ruins of Rin. Right, we're aware of the map and fast travel. He's like, oh look, Ruins of Rin, I wonder how I get over there. We're gonna go, and we're gonna be like, oh, I don't really know how to get over there, but let's try this. Let's try this way. Alright, and so we've got some green arrows. We're just going to follow those. And eventually we're going to start playing with our slot skills a little bit more. We're going to slowly incorporate using Death Shroud. And we're not going to read abilities or anything yet. We're just kind of using them. But we'll eventually incorporate reading abilities when the game asks us to engage with the combat at a more meaningful level. We'll start doing that. Alright, so it's taking us over here, and it's saying, use this elevator to get to the ruins of Rin. Alright, we're in the Gladium Canton, so this is where all the Charged Without Warbands go. We don't necessarily know that, but I know that. Alright, it's taking us over here to another elevator. So we grab this waypoint so that we never have to do that again, because the Black Citadel is confusing. And we make our way over to this little corner in the ruins of Rin. Oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Oh well. We wouldn't die anywhere in here anyway, so. Oh, what's this? Flame Legion stuff. Sins of the Father. Yeah, let's go in there. Another cool splash. Concept artists are doing all the work, all the heavy lifting. Oh, I'm starting to get suspicious.
Smota's Eye. What is this place?
My old workshop. Murgath and I developed new magical attacks here. This is where he'll perform the ritual.
Can he really kill the Tribunes and Imperator from here?
Absolutely. I taught him well. He was my right hand. He'll use the prisoners as fuel for the ritual. They'll die in flames.
Then we'd better free them right now.
Alright, so we're gonna free the prisoners and prevent the sacrificial ritual.
Get us out of here before the shaman returns!
We'll get you out. Oh. There's some Flame Legion attacking us though. We've kind of learned how to use this. This ability seems really powerful, so we've been using that. We're not really sure how the Shroud works, but we know the Shroud works.
You uninvited guests.
Free the prisoners.
Thanks, soldier. I thought I was done for. Wait. Something's wrong. I feel strange. My stomach melting. My muscles burning. Help!
The ritual is consuming her. We have to kill the prisoners before...
Kill me! No! I'm not Flame! Get away!
Oh. We didn't save the Ash Legion in time.
The men.
They turned into elementals. Oh, we didn't save any of them in time. That's not good. These poor soldiers.
Kill me now, before I turn into one of them.
Oh no. We couldn't save any of them.
What are you doing here? This was your plan, your ritual. You've ruined everything.
Not everything, Murgath. You're still alive, but we can fix that.
Forktail, I can't believe you'd betray your old warband and the entire Flame Legion for this cub.
This cub gave me a chance, and I'm making the most of it. I'm not a slave anymore.
How touching. But I doubt that changes the odds for you two. You never did have the stomach for murder.
Not murder, justice. My father is trying to redeem himself. Too bad you'll never get that chance. Let's end this.
We can take it, cub. No problem.
In the name of Gaheran Balefire, I give myself to the flame.
Oh. Look at him. He's an effigy. I don't know why the music's being weird in this instance. They've had a lot of sound bugs recently, I feel like. Look at that, we dodged an attack. That gave us a ton of EXP. Let's do it again. Wow, we're so good. We're not going to do that constantly. We're going to let ourselves get hit by stuff, but because new players are just going to eat it.
At last. I hope this redeems me. But now you'd better take me back to the stockade before Seneca locks us both up.
I have a better idea. Come to Heroes Canton with me. I'll vouch for you to Tribune Brimstone. After he knows what we did, maybe he'll pardon you.
Don't throw away your future. You'd wind up branded a Flame Legion sympathizer, or a traitor like me.
I trust Ritlock to hear us out before he decides. What do you have to lose?
Fine. I'll return to the Citadel and wait for your word, and thank you for everything.
Alright. So we're gonna go vouch with Ritlock for our Flame Legion sire, who helped prevent the deaths of all the tribunes and the Imperator. Let's see if Ritlock cares at all. So we're going up to the Heroes Canton to talk to Ritlock in his office again. Sins of the Father. There's Ritlock. Look how scary he is with his little flame sword. Seneca's here. Uh-oh. That's not good. Snitch.
Folktail didn't murder you? I hope that means you stopped the Flame Legion. Where's my prisoner?
In Heroes Canton. We couldn't have done this without his help. I recommend we reduce his sentence to time already served.
Forget it. Your sire's sentence is for life. I'll release him when he's dead, not before.
That's not your call. If Forktail saved the Tribunes and the Imperator, I want to hear about it.
Forktail risked his life for the Citadel. We owe our success to him. And he's no longer a threat. I'd stake my life on it.
Good enough. I authorize Forktail's release. You can give him the good news yourself if you like. See to it, Seneca.
I must protest, Tribune. This isn't...
I said, see to it, Seneca. Or you'll make me very angry. It's not easy to stand up for a betrayer. I know. You've proven your loyalty and your value to the Citadel once again, Legionnaire. I've got big plans for you. When they're ready, I'll send for you.
Right. What betrayer did Ritlock stand up for? I wonder. Alright. So we got a new coat, which is actually worse than the coat we're wearing. And we got a ring. And we got some shoes. I unlocked a skin. That's funny. And we leveled to 25, so now we know about finishers. In Rovish World, PvP and sometimes PvE, you may have to finish off your enemy with a special move. Press F near a downed enemy to use a finisher. You can set your active finisher in the finishers panel on the hero panel. And, alright. So, we don't necessarily know what finishers are for. We're just going to keep training the Shroud. Corruption. We're not really sure what we're doing here, right? We're just new. This gives us more Shroud stuff. Okay. And it also gives us a backpack strap. Wow. And he's not going to tell us about backpacks? Okay. We're going to go through and we're going to equip the stuff that seems like it matters. Alright. So this looks stronger. This is not stronger, so we're not going to put that on. we're not sure, but this is double click to select stats. We're gonna double click it, but it didn't actually do that, right? Because the game's not doing a good job of telling us about that. But we also got a mail. So what does this mail say? Your Herald, an introduction. We have not met, but I have long been a follower of your exploits. I'm a collector of tales of great daring and heroism, and your name has come up increasingly in the stories that have been reported to me. I've spoken with your mentor, and the suggestion was made that I contact you and add your stories to my collection. Your mentor was a member of an adventuring group known as Destiny's Edge. They were legendary heroes, but went their separate ways about 5 years ago for reasons I have yet to discover. None have chosen to share that story with me. If you discover the nature of their separation, I would be most appreciative. Thank you for your help in this, and I will get in contact with you in the future, and hope to keep you in touch with the whereabouts of your mentor and the other members of Destiny's Edge. Through this I will remain your herald. Okay? So, some crazy person who wants to know about Destiny's Edge and Ritlock and what the deal is with that. But we've completed our story, right? We've freed our Flame Legion Shaman father. And now we're back into the open world again. Alright, and so again, it didn't tell us about the stack selectable, but when we switched maps, it told us that we have another item and it doesn't have stats. So we double click, and we're like, which of these has the most power, right? Because we care about power, we don't really know what anything else does. Like, this one has power, this one has power. Power, power, power. These ones kind of have power. This one has power, power. Lots of options. This is way too many options. Choice overload. This one has power. But let's say we gave up and we saw this one. We're like, oh, Berserker. Let's just pick that one. Most power. It's the first one we saw with a lot of power, so now we have that. Alright. And is there any other that we need to double click? This one. Alright, and here, more power. And we're on a roll. The game is forcing us to engage with the hero panel and equipment. And so now we're level 25. We've done 2 parts of the story. We're starting to get our introduction to what will eventually be dungeons, right? This little symbol. We don't know that yet, but we're just being told about our herald and how there was a legendary guild before the time of Guild Wars 2. And Ritlock was part of it, and there's this lady who's interested, or this person, we don't know who they are, who's interested in the guild. So that'll be where we end today, and we'll see you next time.
Flame Legion's still fighting. The line's moving back. Slowly.